I don't know if this happens to you, but it definitely happens to me that I usually don't know what book I want to read because I have a bunch of books in my TBR, both on my Kindle and my physical shelves. This has led me to having a lot of reading slumps, especially because I don't know why the books that I've been reading lately have just not been hitting the spot. Aside from now that I'm currently reading on my Kindle Lady Midnight, and I feel like that's getting me out of the mood of this reading slump that I was going on. Um, Basically, for context, I read an average of 7 books a month, and last month was like a low, low, low two. Um, I do have a lot of time in my hands to read. I read when I commute to work and I read when I get back from work. So I do get my couple of hours there of reading, hence why I usually go through books very fast. And also, if I find a book that I find addicting, I'll just sit and read it nonstop. So I have 4 books right here that I am thinking of reading. I want to read all 4, but I don't know with which one to start. I'm going to organize them in the list that I think I want to read them. But if you've read these books and you think that I should change the order and or it's like a must read for you, please let me know and I will definitely read it in whatever order you suggest. So the first book that I have here is The Girls I've Been by Tess Sharp. This one I really want to read, especially now because I read the blurb of it and I found very interesting that it's about a girl who she finds herself put at gunpoint in a bank robbery, I want to say, and she thinks she's gonna die, so she gives like a background story of all the girls she's been, because she's been multiple different personalities throughout her life and multiple different people. So I think this one is definitely really interesting, and I kind of want to see like the mystery vibe to it. The next book that I want to read is Love on the Brain. Now, this one I really want to read because I fell in love with Love Theoretically. I've read the 2 previous ones from this, Love Hypothesis and Love Theoretically. Love Theoretically definitely was my favorite one. I really like them. I do struggle a bit with the woman in STEM aspect of things. I find it interesting, but also sometimes there's so much science that I genuinely have no freaking clue what's going on, and I kind of feel a bit lost. But overall, I really like the romance aspect of these, and just like the books are so cute. Then I have Good Girl Complex by Elle Kennedy. Now, anything that Elle Kennedy produces, I'm there for. I love Elle Kennedy. I love all her books. The Off Campus series always will have my heart. I love that series. But then again, I don't know if I want to start another book series because I have so many that I still haven't finished. And I feel like adding one more to the list is going just to affect my reading slump. And then finally, I have Ghosts by Dolly Alderton. Now, this book was suggested for me to read by one of my best friends. She said that it would be a good book for me because it's about a girl that enters her 30s and just a bit of how that works out for her. I'm 27, so I feel like this is really targeted towards me as someone who is approaching the 30s. And this, I feel like, talks about the struggle of being in your 30s and not having everything figured out. But this is my final pick of the 4 books that I want to read. Let me know if you have read any of these books and how you've liked them. I know Love on the Brain is one that's like very book talky, but maybe of the other 3, if you've read them and you've liked them and you think that I should bump them up on my TBR list, do let me know. But if not, I'll just kind of follow my gut or a list randomizer and I'll let you know how I enjoyed these books or didn't.